Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 5 with me, FalseSymmetry, and today I wanted to show off something, actually a couple things in fact, today, that we have been working on off camera. Now one of those things, straight away are these ships. They look a little bit different because one, we have changed all the chest plates of these guys so that they're all sort of mycelium coloured so that we won't obviously think that they're any other kind of pirates. They are mycelium pirates, and the two ships are still there. We've made sure that they are nearly spawn proof. I'm going to wait a little while before I completely unveil my my poor villagers down here, just in case there happens to be any little zombies spawning anywhere, because I did have one the other day that was in here, funnily enough. He was like right in here, going to say hello to the witchy friend who just splashed me with some slowness, which is not very helpful when I want to get on with stuff today. Also doing that to me, great. Apparently the minecart for there is coming through. Not sure why that is. Hopefully they are actually okay in there. Actually can't be sure. But anyway, now that poison has worn off, that is definitely irritating. I've also built this. Now this looks sort of familiar to, I'm sure, a lot of you guys, because it's sort of a little bit of a reference to a zoomer, because he is literally right over there. You can't see his base right now, it's not loaded in. You can sort of see the edges of his island over in the distance. He built this thing over at his, from his iron golem farm. And I was like, you know what? I need a secret entrance for my black market, right? Because that's what's in there. What if we make it like a fake version of his sort of pipe? Because it's coming from this factory, right? That's sort of the idea. And, yeah, I think it looks really, really cool. So what we've done is we've made sort of a waterfall almost of mushrooms, because obviously it's a mushroom factory. We haven't really done a lot else inside the factory. However, we have, though, tweaked the outside of it a little bit. We've added some lighting. We've added a nice little floor. This is going to be sort of a bit of machinery outside the front, perhaps like a little JCB sort of thing. We've also added little bits of detail. Now, I've added little iron and iron trapdoors. We've added some terracotta, and it's looking a lot better. It was originally, quartz, and then we changed it to dark oak, and honestly, the dark oak wasn't doing anything for me at all, so we've changed it back. We've also added a nice little staircase down here, which is looking pretty sweet too. And honestly, I'm really starting to like how we're sort of bringing things together and making things work and actually having a purpose, which is nice. Anyway, today I wanted to get on with a lot of little things. I also wanted to, if I can fly that is, talk to you guys a little bit about being episode 100. Now, I don't actually have time to plan something special for today's episode, but I was like, you know what we can do is you guys can get down to the comments below and ask me some questions, maybe some questions you've never heard the answers for before, or something you're interested in knowing, or I don't know, something funny. Who even knows, man? Just leave me a question down below, and hopefully in the next few episodes we'll do a Q&A special or something like that. That'll be super, super cool, and that'll be the special, because sorry, I don't have anything for us episode 100. Apologies. But anyway, guys, let me get my stuff together and we're going to work on a few little projects around town. You might have also noticed I've actually been spending some time this morning, which is possibly another reason why I'm not doing a special today, tidying this place up. There are no shulker boxes anywhere except for these two. This one is something I need to take to the community area. This one is just sort of special little things that I'm going to make a room for at some point, which I haven't got around to yet. And this one's saplings. I keep forgetting they're in there. I thought that was a good idea. Saved me sort of going in and out of these chests here and there. But hasn't quite worked out being that helpful. But yes, I'm getting some stuff together right now because I want to make a campfire. It's been something I've been meaning to make for ages and I just haven't got around to doing. And I was like, I've got the perfect area for it. So, we've sort of, well, actually no, saying that, we sort of have a campfire over here a little bit, but it's more of a little settlement. This camp over here, with the campfire obviously right there. But I really, really like that idea because that's going to work possibly in the future stories that are going to come from this this base area. But I was like, you know what, this area here, rather than building another building which is going to sort of get in the way of the eye line between these two districts, I was like, let's sort of go a little bit more subtle, still, you know, filling a lot of area and covering it, but let's make a sort of campfire thing. So My plan originally was to build a path off of here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's sort of build a path here. Now, this whole area here is actually sort of meant to be a bit of a forest sort of style thing. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work. We're actually going to sort of break the path up a little bit as we go and add some variations of blocks as always. But I think just in this little area, if there's a campfire surrounded by trees, you'll see it when you fly over, but not necessarily if you're walking by. That's why I want this path to sort of break up, as if, you know, it used to be a path where people used to go, but now, I don't know, I guess I don't know, campfires and forests usually aren't, you know, the most neat looking things ever. So I think if we can get sort of this sort of pathway coming down in here, and like right in the center, like here somewhere, this will be the campfire. I've even got myself a little netherrack to light on fire, and yes, I'm going to figure out where the center of this is by flying around a little bit, and once we've found that, we'll build a little campfire area, and then fill the area with trees, and hopefully, if they're custom trees especially, we'll be able to cover it up so it's sort of a sneaky little area. Possibly even with a little sneaky entrance to somewhere else, but I don't know, I need to finish off the black market before I think of any other secret areas around my base, because the most of it isn't really done. Let's not even speak about that area. So here we have it, a little baby campfire in the middle of complete darkness. It is now nighttime, which is great. Look at the campfire, it looks lovely. It's very, very simple. But don't get me wrong, we're going to add more detail to this in the near future. In fact, right now, well, I say right now, I had to sleep the night through because it was way too dark. It was way too dark for me to be able to see anything. Now, I've just brought a little bit of gravel over because gravel's quite a nice block to add as well, to sort of add that nice sound as well, because walking over gravel actually, wait, does it have a different sound? I think it actually has the same sound as dirt, thinking about it. I guess that's fine. I guess usually I use it between like these sort of blocks, and therefore it does change the sound, make it less sort of stone sounding. But yes, now comes the time where we add the trees. Now what I've done in this area over here is sort of just build little stumps to sort of symbolise where trees are going to go, because I haven't got around to building them yet. And that's sort of what I want to do now, because it's a better way of doing it, where I can sort of, you know, look through the trees and sort of the trunks and see whether or not, like right here I can see through, so let's add one there. Right here I can see through, so let's add one here. You know, and do that sort of thing. Let's sort of place them quite close by first and then sort of go out, because they're the ones that we're going to have to sort of probably tweak where they are, depending on how close the leaves are going to be. I think it might be quite nice if some are sort of coming over the top a little bit, because it would be nice if it was a little bit hidden if you're flying over, but I think that's going to be quite difficult to do completely. But yeah, let's add one there sort of thing, add one here, because I don't want to make it just like a grid, you know, because if it becomes too grid-like, that's going to be a little bit too intense. But anyway, yeah, let's sort of go, saying that, have I lined these all up? No, not quite, nearly lined them all up by accident. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is build the centre ones first, and then sort of decide on how thick I want the tree cover to be. But honestly, I think that this is going to look super cool. That looks like quite a lot, actually. I'm going to stop right there before I go too crazy, because that might even be too many, especially if some of these are going to be large and some are small. So anyway, it's time for some custom trees, guys. I haven't built these in a while. It might take me a little while to get them correct, but those trees over there, yeah, we're going to sort of try and recreate that sort of style right now for 2018. The first trees of 2018. We're going to need a lot more in this area, but these are the first ones to go down. So let's roll that time lapse. Okay, guys, I've got to pause the time lapse for a second. I'm up here on this ugly tree. What is this? What is this? Like really? What is that? What is that? It's the worst thing ever. I really need to practice building trees, don't I? Right, I better go get the shears. So I've cut the time lapse a little bit short. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees, I think. Yeah, 6 trees in here right now. I need to remove this real quick. There we go. 6 trees, yeah, which took me a little bit longer than I'd expected because I kept stopping and looking at them and going, these are okay. They look good, I guess. But they're nothing like the trees over there. And I'm sort of thinking that I guess it's okay to have some shorter trees within the big trees, but I need to add some big ones. And they're the ones that I have trouble building because it's been a while since I built them, and I don't know, you kind of get into a pattern with them. That's why I built so many of these. I think I built up to that one at the similar time, and then I did build some over here, I think on a live stream at some point. But I feel like the technique that I used for these is completely different than the ones over there. Oh, that's why. You know what? You know what I haven't been doing is making them 4 wide at the bottom. They're all big trees, as in they've got... Hello? Why is there a dog in... Wait a second. Wait, pause the video. Hello, are you mine? I'm right-clicking on you, nothing's happening. Hello, sir? Are you stuck in that block? Are you actually mine? No! Wait! Why have I got a dog? Can you hear that clicking? That's me right-clicking on him. I guess you can chill there. You got a bit of shelter. I'm not sure whose dog this is, though. Like, I don't know who's been over here with the dog. I feel like he's been here a while as well. Any hermit got a missing dog? I found one. I mean, he can stay, I guess, if necessary, but he looks a little bit lonely over there. Anyway, yeah, so, I might attempt to build one of them, without time-lapse, so I can use my camera to keep an eye on one of them, and then, I can sort of copy it a little bit. And then let's see if I can get the technique back, because it's more difficult than you would imagine. But I don't know where I should put this big tree in, if it's going to look a little bit out of place being 4 wide at the bottom. Maybe here. Yeah, I think here might be maybe a little bit further away. Maybe like here, just so that the leaves don't get too intense. But that might work. We'll give that a shot. That's a good spot for it. And maybe we'll surround it in smaller trees, and maybe another big one like over here somewhere, perhaps. Maybe like here. And then maybe a big one like, or maybe not over here. Maybe like over here at some point. A big one there. That could work. Yeah, I can see that working. Okay, let's give it another shot. And, right, time for a big tree. And maybe if it goes well, we'll build some more. But looking at those, no, it hasn't gone that well. Things are looking a little bit better. This big tree is pretty large, though. He's pretty fat as well. Not quite tall enough. I think I need to make it, like, one taller. And then maybe make the other ones the same sort of height. He seems like, it's almost like I've like stopped him growing from there on. It's like a little baby tree's planted on top of like half a big tree. So I might need to extend him upwards in a second. But I've added an extra couple trees over this side, and you can really see what I mean with, you know, it covering over the campfire, so it's not super obvious. Once I've got some like long grass and stuff, I'm gonna really try and block in, quite naturally hopefully, but I'm really gonna try and block in, you know, the light, no, not quite the light will still come through, but the actual, you know, seeing what's in here. I want people to be able to wander around here one day when it's up for download and, you know, find all these little areas. I really want people to get immersed in this island. That's sort of, I think, my aim this season, almost, is to make something sort of immersive, because I don't know if my bases previously were really immersive. They were more sort of bases for bases' sake, whereas this is sort of more of a build, if you will. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but who knows. So I'm adding a little bit more podzol. I originally didn't want to add any because, or at least any more. Oh, I've run out apparently. Because I wanted it to be very, very dirty in the middle here, and it sort of as you go further out, it's less sort of messed up, but obviously there are trees around the place, and I went back over here to look at what I had built over here, where the trees are sort of really dense, and there's like no paths, and it's really, really sort of just like, there's hardly any grass at all. I need to go get myself some, what is this? This is green concrete, and that is, I think, green concrete powder as well. So I'm going to get some of that. I've started adding path blocks already. I need to get some grass growing. I really, really love how grass looks on coarser dirt, so in those areas particularly. I might also grab some mushrooms as well, especially while it's nighttime, because it's easy to grow. And generally, I'll have a bit of fun with the terrain and give myself a break from building trees, and also fix that tree up real quick, because even from over here, it looks like it's sort of stunted a little bit there. So, yeah, let me have a quick nap, and I'll finish that tree off, and we'll add lots and lots of detail. My favourite thing. I figured it out! I figured out how to make the tree. I finished it off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's quite a small, slim tree, but isn't it beautiful? I'm actually really happy with it. I started at the top, and I was like, yes, this is what it's meant to look like. Great, I'm super happy with that. Great, okay, sorry, I just wanted to show you guys because I made a tree and it looks okay. I don't mind if they look a little bit weird, because I mean, trees IRL do. If you ever walked past the tree that just looks totally just weird, yeah, everyone has, right? Right? I might need to make it a little bit thicker at the bottom, because it is a little bit unbalanced in places, but that's fine, because trees are like that IRL too. So, yeah, I'm just going to basically carry on with what I'm doing, and I really want to get into the detail, so I might give one more tree a go, one big one, and then maybe a couple small ones, and then it's detail time, because I need to give myself some detail, because I love it too much. It's too good. It's gonna make me very, very happy. Are you guys ready? Now it's not nighttime, but we're gonna look at this thing anyway. Ta-da! There are still a few trees missing, but you definitely get the gist of it. I want it to feel overgrown. Now, the grass isn't final. I just sort of spammed a whole bunch of it down, grew some ferns and stuff, and also left my shulker box there. Oopsie. Now, I don't know if the campfire also, like, it doesn't really stand out that much. I don't know if I should maybe try and fit a tent in here too. Maybe a little one here, as if someone's gone camping. They've got the campfire over there, the tent's maybe in this position. Maybe if we mark it out, we'll remember to do that at some other point. I don't know how we can make a tent that size. That's the biggest it can be. You're going to sort of see the backside of the tent here. I guess I can put a log here. Do I have a log on me? No, of course I don't, because that'd make a lot. That'd make too much sense if I had a log in my inventory right there. There we go. So that works. That works quite nicely, in fact. And yeah, I'm just generally digging this. I think this is looking really great. And it's looking overgrown. And there's, you know, a couple cobwebs. One up there, one there. Got some mushrooms that are going to grow when it's a little bit darker. And generally, I'm pretty happy with this. This is totally my kind of project, though. You guys know this. Everyone's looking at it going, yeah, False, we knew you were going to do this. I mean, it's very... It's very you. Oh, look at that, the castle in the background. Doesn't it look like you'd have like a really great time just chilling here, just at night time. Imagine there were trees behind me in my tent and all that kind of stuff, and you can see that through there. Oh, look at that view right there, perfect. You've got the castle sort of towers poking through. This is I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy, guys. So let me know what you think of it, and also let me know if there are any other things similar to this, because I want to fit some more things like this around the place. Oopsie. Like here or over there, or like little things like I've got a little well over there. I just can't think of what else. I know I'm gonna put a fallen tree over there and some more mushrooms and all that kind of stuff, but there are more things like this. Oh, dude. The whole area is going to look like this, hopefully, at one point. I'm so excited, man. 2018 is my year for finishing this base, for sure. I am pumped. Hope you guys are too. But anyway, guys, as the sun sets in the background, I'm going to leave you guys here. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out the Stellaris content on my channel currently if you haven't already. Great sponsored content right there. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. See ya!
When Stanley approached the end of the video, he clicked the subscribe button.